What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, looking at a brand new different dimension monster coming out of Extreme Force, and this is strange as hell. This is kind of random in my opinion. I didn't even know Konami was still making DDs when I first heard about this support on my live stream. I was like, oh snap, DDD are getting new support, and they were like, no Cap, DD, not DD. And I was like, wait a minute, isn't that what I just said? And they were like, no, the guys that revolve around banishing. And I was like, wait, what? Different dimension? They're still making those? So yeah, this is kind of strange, a little bit out of left field. Obviously, DD as an archetype has never really functioned that well as an archetype, but it's had a lot of cards that have seen play in the competitive meta kind of sparingly at different times. You guys know DD Warrior Lady, a strong card. She was limited to 1 at one point. DD Assailant has seen competitive play, DD Survivor, and DD Crow as well. So a lot of monsters in a different dimension archetype have seen competitive play, just not really as a super like coherent deck, except I guess if you go all the way back to GX when like DD Survivor and Macrocosmos was at 3. It was a pretty good deck. It countered Gadgets hard, which is one of the reasons why it was actually a tier 1 deck for a short amount of time. So this is DD Pursuer, and I've read this guy and he's actually pretty good. I mean, it's not something that blows you away, but it definitely does power creep a card that I still think is kind of neat. So it's a Dark Psychic, level 3, 1500 attack and 800 defense. Its effect is a hard once per turn. It's a quick effect that says you can target one face-up monster you control, banish it until the end phase of the next turn. And the first thing I kind of thought about was, this is basically just like Wind Up Rabbit, but better. In fact, I would say that you could make the legit argument that Wind Up Rabbit has been officially power creeped. I mean, it's the same level, the attack is better, and I mean, I know you can't search it from 10 key, but you can use emergency teleport on it. And the big thing is, not only does it act identical to Wind Up Rabbit in many situations where Wind Up Rabbit tries to get rid of things, or it tries to get rid of itself to either not get attacked or to dodge a Mirror Force or to dodge any other type of field clearing cards, removal, etc., etc. This guy can do the same exact thing in every same situation, but it can also banish other monsters. So if there's a situation where you have another monster that is far more important, you can just get rid of that monster. This guy can also open up your extra monster zone. For instance, let's just say that you had something that wasn't all that useful on the field. Maybe you have, I don't know, like a Castel, but it doesn't have any more materials because you've already used the effect. You could summon Pursuer, you could banish your Castel, and then you can make like your Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon or whatever other extra deck monster that you needed, and you could just kind of proceed as you would. Now, since the monster is not actually summoned back to the field, it's just put back on the field. I believe that, let's say in that situation, I believe if your Castel was trying to come back to the field and the extra monster zone was occupied, I believe it would just go to the graveyard. If I am wrong, then feel free to just correct me. And then the last reason I think that this guy is just better than Wind Up Rabbit is because there are those random monsters that actually want to be banished, cards that have no synergy at all with Wind Up Rabbit, things like Necrophase, DD Survivor. You also have the Shiranui Spirit Master. These are just random cards that can, you know, make a little bit of advantage when you banish them. I don't think there are going to be that many examples of them, but it's always nice to have a little bit of synergy. You guys know people love trolling with Necrophase in their banished deck, so this would probably be one of those cards that you run in a banished deck, those decks that run Soul Absorption and whatnot, because this is just an additional way to banish your Necrophase if you don't have Defissure or Macrocosmos on the field, as those are limited cards, and just another way to gain life points every single turn with Soul Absorption. So overall, this is just flat out better than Wind Up Rabbit, and I think it's actually a little nifty card. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on those notifications for daily videos.